Okay, welcome back to the channel. Not too long ago, and I'm going to keep an eye on this because I've recorded this 4 times now, and I've lost the recording every time. Not too long ago, somebody asked me to play the Legacy of Kain games. Unfortunately, even though it's available on goodoldgames.com, I cannot get Blood Omen to work on my computer. I don't know what the problem is. There's 4 games in the main timeline: Blood Omen, Soul Reaver, Soul Reaver 2, and Soul Reaver Defiance. There is Blood Omen 2, but it's non-canon. And then there's I think it's just called Nosgoth, and it was a first-person multiplayer shooter, vampires versus vampire hunters, that didn't go anywhere. I don't remember if it even got out of beta. Anyway, I digress. The good news for us is as of December 10th, they've released the Soul Reaver Remastered Edition. So we're just going to hop right into Soul Reaver 1. And they've upscaled everything with AI. It looks much better, but you'll also notice some artifacting and ghosting during some of the videos. Anyway, if you stick around, the main screen will move like that.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales of him. Few know the truth. He was mortal once, as were we all. However, his contempt for humanity drove him to create me and my brethren. I am Raziel, firstborn of his lieutenants. I stood with Kain and my brethren at the dawn of the Empire. I have served him a millennium. Over time, we became less human and more divine. Kain would enter the state of change and emerge with a new gift. Some years after the Master, our evolution would follow, until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony. There was only one possible outcome. Eternal damnation. I, Raziel, was to suffer the fate of traitors and weaklings, to burn forever in the bowels of the Lake of the Dead.
Cast him in.
Tumbling, burning with white-hot fire, I plunged into the depths of the abyss. Unspeakable pain, relentless agony. Time ceased to exist. Only this torture and a deepening hatred of the hypocrisy that damned me to this hell. An eternity passed, and my torment receded, bringing me back from the precipice of madness. The descent had destroyed me, and yet I lived.
Raziel.
I know you, Raziel. You are worthy.
What madness is this? What pitiful form is this that I have come to inhabit? Death would be a release next to this travesty.
You did not survive the abyss, Raziel. I have only spared you from total dissolution.
I would choose oblivion over this existence.
The choice is not yours.
I am destroyed.
You are reborn. The birth of one of Kain's abominations traps the essence of life. It is this soul that animates the corpse you lived in. And that, Raziel, is the demise of Nosgoth. There is no balance. The souls of the dead remain trapped. I cannot spin them in the wheel of fate. They cannot complete their destinies. Redeem yourself. Or if you prefer, avenge yourself. Settle your dispute with Kain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to reave their souls. I can make it possible. Become my soul reaver, my angel of death.
He said the thing. Yeah, this is the Chambers of the Old One, is what they're called. And it's the bottom of the Well of Souls. The Old One is not quite a deity as you would think about him, but he's voiced by the late great voice actor and screen actor Tony Jay, who did a lot of voice acting, mostly in a narration capacity, as you can kind of tell. But he also played like the wizened old man. He often got typecast that way. Anyway,
These gates twist space, laying a path across great spans.
we're going to see a lot of these. These are our teleporter gates because Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, and Soul Reaver function more like Zelda games or Metroidvania games. A lot of backtracking involved, opening up teleporters, gaining new powers, going other places.
You are weak. You must feed.
The old hunger has left me. I have no desire for blood.
You are changed. Your bloodthirst is replaced by a deeper need. You have become a devourer of souls. To sustain your strength, you must hunt the lost spirits of the underworld and consume the souls of your enemies.
Yep. Raziel now sucks souls, like Kirby sucks everything else. It looks kind of like they just put an upscale filter on the original engine, which is fine because the other thing they fixed is the controls. The controls for the original game were keyboard only. The arrow keys operating the camera, and it was kind of a pain in the ass to play.
Your wings, though ruined, are not without purpose. Take hold of them as you leap, and they will carry you across this chasm.
But this has mouse look and left mouse attack. Also, that tutorial hint is wrong. It's space and then hit space and hold. Space to jump, space and hold to glide.
What scabrous wretches are these?
Shua, the scavengers of the underworld. Their feral hunger has claimed countless souls, spirits who now shall never find their rest.
So we'll see pointing to these guys. But this is also going to showcase the primary combat tool, where you fight an enemy till you get them in a weakened state, and then you consume their soul. In the case of the Slua, it's their entire existence. But we'll quickly run into some enemies.
These portals are your conduits between the spectral and material realms. With their aid, you may gather matter and will yourself to become manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored. You require no conduit to return to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time.
So, primarily what we're gonna fight to explore, and if we lose, we get sent back here to the spiritual realm. Then we fight in the spiritual realm and consume souls, and to find a manifestation portal to get our health back to full, find a manifestation portal, and then return to the material realm. There, English is
Sustain
easy.
your strength to prolong your manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve.
And if you watch the health bar, you'll see it starts to tick down.
You are young yet, Raziel. You still retain many of your vampiric weaknesses. Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world. Be aware that in the spectral realm, water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
Come on.
What are these creatures?
Do you not recognize them? They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul, scuttling beasts could not be kin of our high blood?
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
I knew my opponent's weaknesses, having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. Vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches like acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch. I would have to modify my tactics to suit my foes.
So this is how we deal with vampires. Is we have to either have a weapon or find a way to fight them with the environment. In this case, in the water he goes.
Unfettered from the flesh, a creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw it in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
And we'll run and do these. All the environments will have some sort of spike.
Your physical prowess surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
Big beefy boy now. But that vampire dissolving into ash is going to be a key indicator because of a mechanic that will be explained later. But like the old one said, if you don't consume their souls, it will quickly it will transition back into the spiritual realm. You either go after it.
My God! The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently passed.
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Now it is nearly played out. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
That's important information. It's also part of the story. I need this. Come on, game. Thank you. Staff weapons, which are very primary weapons, are going to be very important for dealing with other vampires because it allows you to impale without it allows you to kill a target without dealing with environmental. So weapons are important. It also allows us to do this. One of the other mechanics with combat and souls, which we'll find here in a second, are in the future, not too far in the future, but in the future nonetheless. You don't want a vampire to get its soul back. Anyway, that was a sun door, which means we've got ourselves a teleporter room, or a mirror room. I'm not entirely sure what the dimension door, whatever. But we're going to be seeing a lot of that symbol right there. The comment that the old one made about Nosgoth being condemned by the selfishness of one man. I mean, they make it plain they're talking about something Kain has done, which was kind of the plot of the first game. Essentially, hang on one second, we're going to get a cutscene, and I want to check something out.
This, at least, had remained constant. The endlessly swirling vortex of the abyss, my tomb, and the womb of my rebirth. Though much of Nosgoth's landscape had changed, these cliffs gave me my bearings. My clan territory was to the west. I was anxious to see how my descendants had fared during the centuries of my absence.
Speaking of bearings, one of the things that the game adds, the remaster adds, is a functioning compass. And I wanted to check this out. There's no evidence of rebar. So in the opening, I don't know if you guys got that, but in the opening cinematic where Raziel is cast into the well, there's rebar on the platforms. It looks like a crumbling. Essentially, it can indicate that this is a post-apocalyptic world. That this would be grounds for an industrialized society that crafts reinforced iron bars to be used in its construction. There's no trace of that here, which makes me wonder if that was a choice that the animators had when they redid the cinematic, or if it's something that was missed originally. Anyway, not important. I'm going to run you off that, so we're just going to keep it. Or I should say our health is draining. We should keep it. And that's so these are the weaklings. Each vampire clan has at least 2 types of critters. One's a stronger version of one. There's a strong one and a weak one. These are the strong ones. You can tell because they've got the thing in their head. Here's the other one. So we have an enemy, 2 enemies. One we've just impaled, and one and the other one's coming after us, but we only have one weapon. So you've got to consume the soul to retrieve the weapon without resurrecting the other vampire. That puzzle is going to be, that combat puzzle is going to become much more complex as we go on.
Utter desolation. My once proud kin wiped from this world like excrement from a boot. I knew the hand that wrought this deed.
But I want to go back and talk about Kain's story, because this whole thing is about that one. This entire game series is about that one statement who failed to martyr himself and left the world in ruin. So the story of Kain is the story of essentially betrayal in more ways than also suffering. So Kain started out as a nobleman, a noble's son, actually. I believe there's whatever reason this room has a couple of graphical glitches. Nothing I can do about it, but it runs better than the original, so I'm not going to complain too much. I think he was actually a merchant noble. Not important. So he's not a good man, but he's a reasonably just person who is murdered by bandits, essentially, and then is given the chance to avenge himself on the bandits and the rest of the issues in Nosgoth by another vampire, kind of. He's transformed into a vampire by, I actually think it's the vampire himself. Essentially, half of what we do is true. The other half is complete horseshit. Okay. See, that's what happens when we hold a stake. Now they may have disabled one feature for the sake of tutorializing, but I won't be able to tell you when we get there. Raziel has that 3-hit combo, and he doesn't get any more. Staffs are all kind of the same as well. I keep forgetting about them. They don't really do any extra damage. It's just which one happens to be available. I like this one because it's pinky. fun game fact, they fixed this texture. You can now just walk up it. In the original game, when I played through the first one originally, you had to jump. You just get stuck on geometry.
No! Please!
I didn't recognize these flayed racks of flesh. Their scent was vampiric. They gnawed upon their victim's carcass like dogs.
Nosferatu, right? Not exactly. Hit the truck. Also, that gurgling whine, get used to that noise. This moan, yeah. We're going to be hearing a lot of that. Hello. A vampire hunter. Unlike...
This charnel house bore the unmistakable marks of Melchiah's clan. To what depths had our dynasty plummeted if these ghouls were the descendants of my high-born brother? Were they so debased as to recruit fledglings from the desiccated corpses here interred?
Unlike the original game, you now actually have the option to not engage with a vampire. Because he doesn't recognize you as a vampire, because you're not technically a vampire. Anyway, in the original, he would just attack you on sight. And then you get a little speech as to how annoying that he's speaking. And Raziel complaining about the fact that I'm no longer a vampire, why are you attacking me? Blah, 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 blah.
My brother Melchiah was made last, and therefore received the poorest portion of Kain's gift. Although immortal, his soul could not sustain the flesh, which retained much of its previous human frailty. This weakness, it seemed, was passed on to his offspring. Their fragile skins barely contained the underlying decay.
They can burrow. Yeah, one of the nice things about the staves is you can actually throw them. And Raziel has some kind of limited telekinesis which allows him to pick up. I think it's just mechanics that allows him to pick up the stave from not quite direct distance. Here's the weak ones. They're pale. And kind of sad. Oh, hang on. So if for whatever reason you happen to have the staff in hand and you've got an enemy that is bloodied and ready and in essentially execution. Oh, hang on. Motion sickness, here we go. Alright. You can throw it like an arrow or a dart and impale them, thus taking them out of the fight. So it is useful. And we're in Melchiah. Not all of them are. Not all of the symbols represent letters. Just Melchiah just kind of happens to look like it. Anyway, this is something to be aware of. It's these little. Oh, here. Fun fact: it's raining, so our health is draining faster. Because Raziel is still weak to water. Okay. Another one. Oops, that's careful where you point the camera, kids. I'll look at it in just a second, but there's something I want to go over about his claim symbol and his character design. Okay, that's interesting. So where else could this go? Oh, all right. I think there's a higher jump skill we'll get later. And again, the game may actually want us to go over this. Yeah, I guess they want us to go over the water. Which I don't actually think we are capable of doing this time. Anyway, and I just screwed up. I fell in. I almost missed that. There we go, Jesus. There we go. Okay, so this is a I don't know if it's AI glitch, but it's something interesting with how the slaw work. Some of them will just start running and make you chase them. Kind of like this guy. And then you just kind of have to get in there and do this counter him. There you go. If there's two of them or more, they'll absolutely stay in the fight. But if you manage to take one down, usually it's 50-50. They'll either run away or try to pick a fight with you. That'll be important later. Shit. It looks like we're gonna have to head back the other tunnel. Because again, we're missing the special ability. So there's... right. We're just gonna skip this fight since we don't need to do it. And they won't chase us for too long. They are kind of fenced in. A little. Yeah. Just... That's interesting. Can I not climb that? Uh-oh. That's right, I have to kill somebody else first. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how to get out of here. Yeah. Injuries, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I was right. Maybe I did go to the right room and I just... Oh, never mind. I was already in the right room. I just didn't see it because I was looking there on my... Yeah, there's a step. And yes, the change in the environment can absolutely screw things up. Okay, let's not fall off this time. And if you follow Raziel's shadow, you're usually clear. You know what? I don't care. I don't actually need to fight him. That didn't do what I Hell. The 3 spikes is nice because it's the close enough theory. He's fine, but again, don't care. Just gotta get through the room. The reason I'm doing this is because, like the Metroidvania games, as soon as you leave the room and come back, they all respawn. So there's no experience points or anything like that. Oh, here we go. So we can't go anywhere in here. However, we can do this. Give up our material form.
Beware, Raziel. These wraiths are vampire spirits, fettered too long in the spectral realm. When their vampire natures adapt to this plane, they become eaters of souls. Do not allow these spirits to re-inhabit their corpses.
Funny, that's kind of what happened to us. But what he's trying to tell you is don't let them... The problem with these guys is these SOBs can fly. And they always come with max health. The good news is... Raziel's pretty beefy and spiritual. Okay, so we have given ourselves a way up. Let's head back in the material realm and see what else we can get. So the problem is, once those spirits are revealed to us, and even in some cases when they're not, if we revert to the material plane, well, that plan failed miserably. He would have re-inhabited that body, and we would have been at a much, much tougher fight otherwise. Okay. Be a solo 2 floating around down there. You do eventually regenerate soul power, but it takes a while. You stuck? Maybe this time I'll just use the wings. Yep, that's what I thought. I was like, wait a minute, isn't there a second part to this puzzle? There is. And you can absolutely get yourself trapped in one of these. Welcome to the other 50% of the game. Block puzzles. Okay, here we go. So good news and bad news. Good news. We have the block. Bad news. See that body down there? That was a Reaver waiting. I don't know what they're called. They're vampire spirits. Whatever you want to call them, waiting for us. And now, since we get back, his body dissolves, and we can grab the staff. So that whole thing is a trap. You take the staff, and you get an enhanced vampire fight. But if you're paying attention, you can save yourself a little bit of trouble. That is not going to be the first time we have to deal with that crap. So I was looking for it since it was kind of a big deal when I played the game originally way back when. Because they are not easy. Okay. Oh, Oh, you little shit. I was wrong. These things are a little, these bigger, heftier staffs are slow, but I guess they do more damage. I do not, oops, hold button. I do not believe that there is a time limit on vampire souls. I think it's just what happens to be in the room. Oh, cheeky little shit. He popped up right after I left. It's okay, we can ignore him. Flip. There we go. I think this is going to open both gates. No, but it does allow us to get back into this room. And then we have to climb the stupid thing again. Also, neat little detail. Anything you drop will just hang in the air until you get back into the material world. So what we need to do is I'm looking for a spare soul. We need to be on this upper level because we got to get to that. I guess we can get our health back. So we need to get back to the material world from here. And what I was trying to do originally, absolutely failed to do, is up here, and then jump onto one of these. Oh, for crying out loud. I don't know how I missed it. I guess bad depth perception? I don't know. The flight controls for Raziel are a little wonky, but there's no excuse for just kind of being shit. Unfortunately, this does mean we're going to have to wait, so give me just a second. Okay, we're back. Let's try this again. This time let's not screw it up. There we go. And now... Come on. There's most of the blocks you can grab have this little, barely perceptible lip that sticks out that essentially it tells the game that's where you can grab. The problem being, you can also hit your head on it. Come on. I guess we're too far away in this section. Okay, I'm gonna have to rely on the good old regeneration. Because we're gonna do more block puzzles. Oh, Raziel's design before I go any further. So his clan crest is this kind of hook shape, but inverted. However, when he puts the mask on, puts the scarf, wraps the cape, remains of his cape around, it kind of looks like tear tracks or almost lightning bolts. Okay, now here's the fun part. So we have two stacked blocks, and they have to go in a specific direction. The good news is one of them is automatically facing the right way, so just click. And then the other one, we have to get to the other side. And then face it in the right direction. So what we're going to do is duck, row, duck, row, push, and reverse. And there we go. I just got to get it into the block. There's a few of those. And it was much less intuitive originally. Ominous. Dark and ominous tunnel. And double doors. Check this out. Okay, we've got a fire, and it's raining. Aha! Okay, so this is the whole reason we came out here. Was to get that block. Yes, I know, I'm disappointed too. And had we positioned this original block correctly, we would only have to do this one time as opposed to twice. But what we do is this. Right there. And I do believe this was kind of cutting edge physics at the time when it came out in the early 2000s. But yes, you can stack bricks. Hooray! Bad vampire. No done. We're losing health pretty rapidly now. Once again, rain is not our friend. Stabs and fire are, although fire will burn us just as badly as any vampire. So yeah, let's not wander into that. I think there are some smaller one-handed weapons that we get later, but I do not believe we can actually kill a vampire. Let's see if we get stupid to walk into the light. Nope, he's smart enough to avoid it. For them. He is not, however, smart enough to avoid dodging. Yes. If we really need a weapon, I can rip one of these torches off the wall and use it to set them on fire, but it doesn't have the range and it's a much weaker weapon. Here we go. The elevator. And arguably one of the most aggravating puzzles in the beginning of the game. It's almost a filter, considering how irritating it is. Nope, and nothing works until we get more blocks. Because there is I don't see there is logic to it, but it's one of those things that makes you go, why would you do that? And there's another vampire, and I think I hate to say it, we might have to kill him. Because I think he's going to pick a fight with us. Oh no, he worships us as a god. That's different. Although it does kind of fit the game, the story. I think we need power. And And this is I think that we can rip that off the wall if we needed a weapon. Aha, okay. Engaged the, engage the gears, and I think we can actually throw vampires into the gears if we needed to. But there's no enemies in there. And I don't know why we would drag them into the room if you had the option. Hi guys! And that should activate the elevator. Yep. Welcome to the filter puzzle. Wait a minute. Ah. I knew I'd missed something. Yeah, I am fighting with the camera controls. They're just a little screwy because it's not designed for free camera. So every time I try to move something, it fights me out. So I could continue. Instead, I'm going to set some shit on fire. Respectfully, of course. Not how burning works, but and we're just going to move that right here for later. Something physics weight single point of failure, etc., etc. Anyway, we have one more cardinal point to burn. Watch this. Broke it. Let's fix it. One click. 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 Quiet you, I may come up there and harvest you for food. Oops. Anyway. Take my hand off the mouse. Because I'm getting motion sickness. Yep, that whine haunts my dreams. I think that's flipped the switch somewhere. Come on. Here we go. Nope. Is this the right way or the wrong way? This is the wrong way. I think we were already here. Hooey. And I don't think I can move this anywhere else. I think it's stuck where it is. Yeah, it's only good for that one. Although... Nope. Alright, let's go dig up one more body here and get top ourselves up. Hello, Sparky. Or would have topped us up, but we not got that crap eaten out of this. Oh well. This is where I run into trouble, because I don't remember where to go. So this is our original... Did I go the wrong way? Distinct possibility. I do get lost a lot. Yeah, I definitely went the wrong way. That's ominous. Super ominous, actually. Almost boss fight ominous. What?
Show yourself, creature.
Do you not recognize me, brother? Am I so changed?
Melchiah?
Yes, brother. You should have stayed where the Master sent you, Raziel. You will find Nosgoth less pleasant than you remember.
What has become of my clan? Answer me, little brother, or I will beat an answer from your horrid lips.
Everyone is afraid, sibling. You awake to a world of fear. These times of change are so unsettling. Do you think I feel no revulsion for this form? Do you believe for a moment that our Lord would risk his empire upon an upstart inheritance?
Enough riddles. What are you saying?
You are the last to die.
So yeah, he actually looks great, to be perfectly honest, because his original form is... Uh-oh. Hey, that's cheating. his original pixelated in the original game, he kind of looks amorphous. That's cheating. It's fine. We have a solution to this problem. Or not. Uh-oh. Oh, right. I've got to flip some switches. Here, boy. There you go. There he is. Come on, Sparky. Oops. Let's do that again. Let's see if he'll fall for the same trick twice. He will. Best. Yeah, so all the boss, while Raziel can fight minor vampires, his brothers, the vampire lords, are beyond his strength. So he must, essentially, they're all boss puzzle fights. Tells us what we need to do next and last. Thankfully, this boss battle is fairly simple and much easier to do when you can actually control the mouse. Get him to move this way because he moves fairly quickly. So if you get him over here, stupid. Get him to throw a temper tantrum while he's on the wrong side of the page. Do this.
Tell me, Melchiah, where can I find Kain?
The Master is beyond your reach, Raziel. He makes himself known when he sees fit, not when commanded.
This seems like a design oversight of this room. You wish.
Am I reduced to this? A ghoul? A fratricide?
Elevated, Raziel, not reduced. Consuming Melchiah's soul has endowed you with a new gift. Insubstantial barriers such as these are no impediment to you in the spectral realm. Will yourself to pass through, and you shall.
In the spectral realm, I just want to check, make sure there's nothing else interesting. But we also gave us full health back, which is nice. Not that it matters, because we're going to immediately do this. Alright, and then we're going to... There we go. So now we can pass through gates and other barriers. Yay. We're coming up on the end here. This is the end of the video. Good news is all the things should be in place for me to not have to do much in the way of getting out of here. I think I moved that block over. If I did, we're good. If I didn't, I'm going to have some problems. Doesn't matter much. Where's the block? There it goes. And then sawed off. We go back the way we came to the nearest dimensional room.
clans, Raziel. Melchiah's soul has endowed you with the means to gain entry. Beware, however. This hollow derelict is abandoned, but not uninhabited.
It's not quite the warning you would think it would be, unless, of course, you're plotting some shit. Which, of course, it is. Anyway, that's...
These artifacts enhance your stamina, enabling you to prolong your material manifestation. Gather 5 to complete the emblem, and thereby augment your strength.
It's a heart piece. I mean, there's nothing wrong with healing from the best. It's just don't make any kind of pretensions to otherwise. You're stealing. Hello. I don't remember doing this. I do kind of remember this. Hang on one second. This is another one of those puzzle rooms. And you see that symbol on the wall? You gotta make that symbol. The good news is this is fairly easy. 1. And 2. Because destruction of private property is always an excellent way to lock a special building. We'll actually see him later, believe it or not. That's an actual name, face of a named character. We will see him later. Alas, poor Nopinor.
Once acquired, these glyphs empower you with elemental lore. Each spell exacts a sacrifice of energy, however. Use them sparingly and wisely.
Looks like I only have the 2. But that is, believe it or not, that's actually necessary for a boss fight later in the game, so you kind of have to find it whether you go looking for it or not. And that being said, you kind of have to know it's there while you go looking for it. Okay, and I can safely ignore him because I now have full I digress. So we need to go. I want to do this last cutscene because it helps explain what's going on before we traverse the next area. So from here on out, there's going to be a lot of bouncing back and forth between spiritual and physical realms just to get through gates. So that's going to become a major mechanic. Okay, so that's the end. I forgot how this works. And then we walk forward through the gate. Leave through the store. There we go. Ignoring you. Because we're actually going to hop right back in the spiritual realm. And that's why. Man, he's giving me a run for my money. That's not good. Come on! Shit. So there's some spirit right there. Shit. Okay, we're just gonna avoid him right now. We're just gonna go through this game and get this health piece. I don't think this will refill our health. But it is where we're supposed to go. Whoa! There's a GPU firing on all cylinders. It's acting sped up for some reason. Yeah, the downside of fighting in the spiritual realm is Raziel's claws are weak against some enemies. Oh, come on. Yeah, I should have kept going. Here you go. Oh, now you're gonna run. Alright, here we go. Uh-oh. Hi, guys. Can I help you with something? Wanna hold this? Shit. Perfect, just stand there. I'm not kind of stupid. Come on. Yeah, it seems that in, I don't know, I wouldn't call it enhancing, but in updating the engine, they seem to have given the soul spheres friction, which means if they're hit a wall, they get stuck. Yeah, that didn't use to be a trigger. Hi, you have, like, fire or maybe a spike? No, we're just gonna have to do this the hard way. Okay, we're gonna run away. And it doesn't matter since we're just gonna pass through. I think that's the only way to traverse those gates. Anyway. Well, look, that's familiar.
Raziel.
Kain.
The abyss has been unkind.
I am your creation, Kain. Now, as before, you criticize your own work. What have you done with my clan, degenerate? You have no right.
What I have made, I can also destroy, child. Damn you, Kain! You are not God! This act of genocide is unconscionable! Conscience? You dare to speak to me of conscience? Only when you have felt the full gravity of choice should you dare question my judgment. Your life's span is a flicker compared to the mass of doubt and regret that I have borne since Mortanius first turned me from the light. To know that the fate of the world hangs dependent on the advisedness of my every deed. Can you even begin to conceive what action you would take in my position?
I would choose integrity, Kain.
Look around you, Raziel. See what has become of our empire. Witness the end of an age. The clans scattered to the corners of Nosgoth. This place has outlasted its usefulness. As have you.
The Soul Reaver, Kain's ancient blade, older than any of us and 1,000 times more deadly. The legends claimed that the blade was possessed and thrived by devouring the souls of its victims. For all our bravado, we knew what it meant when Kain drew the Soul Reaver in anger. It meant you were dead.
Kain cheats like the son of a bitch. But this is the Pillars of Nosgoth. Mortanius, I apologize. Mortanius is actually the one who is a wizard who transformed Kain into the vampire warriors. That's easy to read. In the original game, they'll see the light condensing simulator cast the Soul Reaver, which insta kills.
So it unfolds, and we are a step closer to our destinies.
I swore I saw a glint of satisfaction in Kain's eye when the Soul Reaver was destroyed. I did not understand the game that Kain was playing. I knew the finishing move.
From this moment and ever afterward, you and this blade are inextricably bound. Soul Reaver and Reaver of Souls, your destinies are intertwined. By destroying the sword, you have liberated it from its corporeal prison and restored it to its true form, a rage blade. Its energy unbound. No longer a physical blade, it can only manifest itself in the material realm when your strength is fully restored. Once manifest, it will sustain you.
What are you, little soul?
Hello.
Another of Kain's creatures come to taunt this bound spectre.
I did not intend to disturb your rest.
Rest. A body is needed for sleep. Flesh and bones are required to recline. No, child. All I may do is watch and remember, ceaselessly conscious as this wretched world's history unfurls. Ghastly past, insufferable future, are they one and the same? Am I always here?
How have you come to haunt these pillars?
Kain refused the sacrifice. The Pillar of Balance, corrupted to its core, stands as a monument to his blind ambition. Now these pillars serve only to bind me here, my prison and eternal home, thanks to the avarice of your master, Kain.
That bastard can claim no allegiance from me.
Then we share a common foe, Raziel. Return here when you have need. Ariel remembers what others have forgotten.
Well then. So, yeah, I'm going to call that a video. We got a lot to talk about. Some shit happened. and things are not always as they seem. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Take care.